Hi everyone, right back. Didn't get much done. Hoping to get loads and loads of stuff done by now, and as usual, it all went wrong. So the story is, couldn't get any plate at all from B&Q's. I was hoping to go down there, get some plate, and make a bit of a chassis, and it turns out that just did not happen. So as far as I got, I made a start. I thought, what I'll do is I'll mount them on a piece of wood just to see how I'm going to go about, finding where to put the holes and everything, and see if these, because these are huge, aren't they? Look at the size of them cooling fins on the top. Not much of a gap there, is there? So I thought these are clashed together before I could get the engines to mesh, but no, they mesh. It meshes up. It meshes up okay. Look, you see. So the mesh is all right. They do mesh fine. There you go. Yeah, so it all meshes up. My sort of, what I wanted to do was I needed to know where to put the holes, and because on the original chassis it's slightly offset. Let me just show you. So if you see there, these holes here in the centre, and I've drawn a line down the centre, but this is offset. Can you see what I mean? Look, if that's the centre, these are offset to the centre of the car. So when this is where the other engine was going to go, and I thought it would be okay, but obviously this is too close. So I've had to move this over to here to keep that central to this. So really I'm working from the centre of the diff rather than the centre of the chassis. It's a bit hard to, it was a bit hard to sort of explain. Hang on, I'll drop the car. Yeah, it's a bit sort of hard to get my head around at first, but once I'd sort of like realised that these were, I mean, these are too big anyway to go in. They, I'm going to struggle getting them into the original chassis anyhow. So the plan was to make a whole new chassis if I could, or just make a plate, bolt it to the original chassis, see how it works and everything, and then at some point make a new one anyway. So yeah, I've got the holes now, so I know roughly how to do it. And what I did was I've just basically got a bigger piece of wood, screwed the chassis to the wood through the two centre holes, and then, oh, excuse me, yeah, got a bit of an itch. Yeah, so that held it to the wood, and then drilled the holes in, the 4 holes for the centre diff, and the 4 holes for the engine on the right hand side, for original, and then on the opposite side of the wood, I then used the 4 holes for the centre diff, flip the chassis up, so up onto the back of the board, put the bolts through the centre diff, and then I could work from the other side. So first one was I've done those there and those, and then flip the chassis from the front to the back of the board, then put bolts through there, and then I could find out exactly where to put me 4 holes for the other side. Easy when you know how, but it took me ages to work that out. I thought, well, won't that fit? But yeah, so that's how I've done it, and pretty straightforward really. Went a bit easier than I thought, but as with everything goes nice and smoothly, and then something goes wrong. So I haven't got no metal plating to make the chassis with. I wanted some I need at least 3mm, 3mm thick aluminium plate. And the problem with that is that most places only supply 1mm at the most, and it's flimsy, and for a radio control car that's no good. My stepson said, oh, I might be able to get hold of some, so we'll see what happens there, see if that materialises. I'll give him a couple of days at least, to see. Hopefully he can get his hands on some for me. If not, I've seen some 4mm stuff. There's some on Amazon, there's some on eBay, So it'll be one of them two that I hold it from, but obviously with postage and that and waiting a couple of days and everything else, it might be here for the weekend, next weekend. So that'll be when I'm hoping to do it. If it don't turn up, it don't turn up, and there's nothing I can do. But I've made a start, and that's the main thing, innit? Right, I'll catch you all soon. See you later.